Titan is an independent, vertically integrated cement and building materials producer with 114 years of industrial experience. It owns cement plants in 10 countries, employs more than 5,600 people worldwide, and sells its products to 25 countries. In 2015, group consolidated turnover stood at 1.4 billion euro. Titan was founded in 1902 when it opened up its first cement plant in Elefsina, which is a town just outside Athens, Greece. In 1912, it listed on the Athens Exchange, making it today one of the oldest companies on the exchange. The 1980s and 1990s saw international expansion. Titan built or acquired cement plants in the US, Albania, Serbia, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, Kosovo, Bulgaria, Turkey, Egypt, and just earlier this year, Brazil. Now, throughout its history, Titan has operated on the premise that operational excellence and entrepreneurial spirit should go hand in hand with respect for people, society, and the environment. And we pride ourselves that we've managed to operate throughout while remaining reliable and true to our traditional values. In a way, I guess we realized early on that we owe everything to our people and we operate for the people. Basically, what we do is we produce a product which society needs to meet the increasing demands of a growing population. That for affordable housing and increased infrastructure demands. Basically, you have to be at the foot of society that you serve. And I guess the sheer extent of our history testifies to that, because not many companies grow to be over 100 years old while also expanding their presence in the process. Basically, you have to care, and you have to show that tangibly. And let me illustrate this with a couple of examples from our historic evolution. In 1922, Titan insured its employees against accidents. That was decades before that became standard practice. 1927, Titan introduced the 8-hour shift. Again, that was decades before it ever became law. 1934, Titan introduces the Christmas allowance for employees. That was more than 20 years before it actually was introduced by law. Same for the Easter allowance in 1938. 1941, the Second World War finds Titan's plant being requisitioned by the occupation forces. That, however, does not stop Titan from distributing ratios to the employees of the plant and the residents of the community of Elefsina, where the plant is based. Now, these are the employees of a plant that is not operating at a time, and these are the citizens of the society in which our plant is located, our community. Our history is long, and so are our achievements, and I won't tell you any more with that. The point is that we grew, and we grew strong, both because of the dedication of our group's management to do good, and the dedication of our people in response to that. I guess the choice is simple. You have to act responsibly, and this is a choice we made, and we keep making every day, and it's a similar choice that you will be called to make as you realize your entrepreneurial dreams or ventures. And the reason is that you don't simply produce a product. You generate social influence, and you have a social impact. You generate what we call the social product, and that's regardless whether you're doing well or you're doing badly, or whether you're applying your best or ethical practices in your business, or you're a crooked, law-breaking pollutant. This social product has a threefold impact on society at large in the way that you conduct your operation. And that actually has a feedback loop in the agents and institutions which then set the norms and regulations which will then back affect how you conduct your business. On the environment, the most obvious one, what we call your environmental footprint. And on people, the human capital, in the sense that you generate employment, direct or indirect. You generate affluence through remuneration, and you also instill knowledge and technical skills, which all trickle down the community. So what you do and the choices you make on how you run your business matter, and it matters a lot. Now, I know this might not sound as a particularly novel idea, and you probably think that's how business has always operated, but let me cast a new light on this and highlight a different dimension which is becoming increasingly important. We live in challenging times. Fluid is an adjective that comes to my mind. Centuries-old notions on how society is organized, the role of the state, the relationship between citizen and state, and the responsibilities each have vis-a-vis each other, are all being increasingly challenged by economic crisis, changing population patterns due to aging and migration, economic degradation and scramble for resources. What's more, these seem to work both as a cause and the result of their compound effect. What this brings to the fore, however, is an impeding need to rethink both the role of the state as the provider of goods and services and our role as a recipient of these goods and services, and what's more, our responsibility and the choices and the actions we make on how we make society progress and change. I guess in a similar way as when your computer crashes or freezes, we just need to reload the system. So you'll ask me, so what does this have to do with how you pursue your business idea and how you set up your business? Well, you have a choice, you have a responsibility, and we should all not shy away from that word. You have a responsibility both as an initiator and an enabler. Okay, so you obviously want to make profit. And you're going to look what you're going to invest in terms of tangible assets, knowledge, human capital in that business. Look at the communities around you at both a micro and a macro level. As I said earlier on, there's an increasing gap between what traditional institutions can offer and what society today needs. Find a way to bridge that gap through the assets you're going to be investing in your business. Create a positive feedback loop between what you're offering and what society needs. In that way, you continue to exist, not simply at the door of your business or the factory gate, but you continue within society because you're enabling change within it. In that way, you're becoming invaluable and irreplaceable. And in case of being starting to sound too dreamy here, let me illustrate with a couple of tangible examples how a heavy industrial business like Titan can do just that. Okay, GEA, Green Alternative Energy Assets. GEA is our alternative fuels and waste management business in Southeastern Europe and the Eastern Med. So how did this alternative fuels business come about? Well, in Titan countries of operation in Southeastern Europe and the Eastern Med, EU legislation or global regulation on waste management and the use of landfills is increasingly gaining importance and raising awareness, and there are increasing calls on the minimization of landfill, the need to reduce consumption, reuse, recycle both products and waste. And all of this in societies that due to political, social, or cultural legacies are, and allow the tongue-in-cheek oxymoron here, totally green when it comes to alternative fuels usage and waste management. So what you do have is a huge playing field to educate and share and create joint partnerships between industry, civil society, and public institutions to offer solutions that do less harm, do more good, and basically are a win-win for both sides. Now, I'm not talking about CSR, corporate social responsibility here. Okay, CSR is a policy, and you can tick your box that you planted a couple of trees and painted a couple of schools, and you're done. No. I'm talking about a mode of operation, a rule book for continued existence, a continuous commitment to self-improvement through learning, sharing, partnership building. So basically, for example, what GEA does today, as I said, there's a huge gap to fill between what society needs and what your traditional institutions in place come to fill. Okay, GEA provides solutions for the energy recovery of waste, providing services both to public and private entities. So in the end of the day, what do you have? You have a contractual public-private partnership with a win-win component. You have reduced landfill use, increased quality of landfill waste. You have spurred investment, created employment positions, and contributed in attainment of environmental and recycling targets. At the same time, for the user of the alternative fuels, you have increased cost competitiveness because they have less dependence on traditional fossil fuels, and a considerable reduction in CO2 emissions. All in all, contributing to environmental sustainability. Okay. Another story that is very dear to us, and I believe best exemplifies how you can breathe life into whole communities, spur economic growth, environmental sustainability, create jobs as a pure byproduct of your core activities, is the lab, the Laboratory for Business Activity in Kosovo. The Sarshim cement plant was founded in 1936. It was acquired by Titan in 2010. It's the only cement plant in Kosovo and the leading supplier of cement to the country. A year after acquiring the plant, Titan undertook an extensive modernization and upgrade program to bring the plant up to date with international standards on technology, environment, and efficiency. Now, this all sounds very good from a business perspective. However, the upgrade program would result in a significant loss of manpower, which would basically increase the local unemployment rate by 15%. Now, our cement plant is based in the community of Hani Elezit, one of the poorest regions in Kosovo. The local unemployment rate stands at 70%, poverty rate at 35%. Approximately 55% of the population survives in 1 year per day. Female participation in the workforce has historically been close to zero. There's no vocational training. Public investment in basic civil infrastructure, public health, education is almost zero because there's basically no budget for that. There's increased migration as people leave the area to find employment elsewhere. So all in all, Sarshim is the region's main employer, offering employment directly or indirectly to approximately 1,000 people. So our drive for efficiency, environmental protection, better technologies and all that would result in an increase in unemployment and 250 households losing their income. Now, that doesn't sound right from a human perspective. It's not good for business either. We had to find a way to ensure that our sustainability and profitability could go hand in hand or could actually happen through social innovation. Or what we like to say, go deep, go wide, go long, go local. I would like to focus on the last two, basically finding a way to balance your short and long-term interests with your policies and practices so that you meet local realities and priorities. Basically, we had a look, we studied the economy, realized that the agroforestry sector in Kosovo was still the most promising way to spur employment and growth. However, as I said earlier on, there is basically zero government support for or programs for vocational training or any sort of incentive to spur entrepreneurship, create jobs, etc. So we tried to do just that. We set up the lab as a local independent non-profit organization aiming to generate and to basically support entrepreneurship in small agribusiness. The next time you show that, he's going to say 10, she's a 10. The lab today offers training, provides equipment and seed capital for small agribusiness in the region. The aim is to spur economic growth, create employment in an area which struggles with practically no employment or education opportunities and no access to any funding or financial assistance. A tangible aim is to create annual revenue streams for 120 households equal to the one average annual salary over our initial 5-year startup period. Okay, starting in 2014, 19 new farming SMEs were created. Another 18 were set up in the period 2015-16. 47.4 tons of produce has been produced. All farming business generating revenue, and a sales shop has been set up to channel the harvested goods. Female participation, which as I said earlier on, historically has been minimal, today accounts for 47% of new businesses created. 1,735 new working days have been created, and all this in just over 2 years. There's more to be done, new entrepreneurial activities to be added, new skills to be taught. More important for us, though, is the attainment of what we call the triple bottom line. Achieve economic results, ensure environmental protection, sustainability, and promote social welfare. And now this is not some fancy slide that I'm using for a PowerPoint presentation. This is actually a part of our strategic goals as communicated internally to our managers, and I just make their slide. Before I go on and before I close, I want to share with you a video on the activity of the lab in Kosovo, which was actually the whole video, the script, the music, the song, the actors. It's basically the people, the entrepreneurs, the people who set up the businesses, the people of the lab. It's the local community with help from our employees from the factory. So.
Qatë më komi, gjë komuniteti, shteti Shtu për para qohat, e s'nu më komi ati, kër nuk investohat E papi më shumë, më është bo stresi Jeton para hajtë, më grot, biznesi Quët lam, në ratër për aktivitet Në biznesi me aty të zëjti mësa jetë Shumë ati ka këtë më vazhdojnë halan Shumë harin ja kam bërë, kanë me Japan Për të vim, problem është për posë s'ka këtëm Ja, su bot, harbot, s'ka të shumë Bio-life Për mbushim e dëshirës Në sene ma mira që era zotin atyres
Every time I see this, I just can't get over it. I love it. I just love it. The first time I showed it in the office, I was like, oh my God! The guy, the rapper guy, the man, he's done the composition, he's done the music, and he's Titan's warehouse manager. Yeah, I swear to God. That's what Anna was reminding me by writing down, yeah. Okay, so if I had to leave you with some final thoughts, these would be, whatever you do in your life, business or personal, take the long-term view. Take the time to do things right from the start. Don't go for quick fixes or quick profits. take the time to do things right from the start, because in that way you're setting the foundation for a change and an evolution in culture. Don't go for right, catchy, popular, cool. Go for what you do well, because you're going to be doing it for a long time. And if I'm allowed, I think, if I'm allowed to use this term I've invented, I think it's sort of existential tautology, that what you do well, you enjoy doing, and you enjoy doing the things that you can do well. Engage with people, get the right people on board who are going to cheer and support your idea, and they're going to help you take it further. Sure, you're going to make mistakes. The only way not to make mistakes is to do nothing. Sulking the occasional failure, it's okay, it will make you think twice next time. Mistakes are the best way to learn, and failures are a fantastic way to narrow down options. The people who make it in any walk of life are not those who didn't make mistakes or didn't find it hard, but it's those who stuck with it regardless. Thank you.